Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about anchors within our regular expressions. These are the notations that talk about where a position, actually talk about the position of a particular string within within the data. We want something, we want to check out what the data begins with. We want to check out what the data ends with. And for that we have the use of the caret, which is that little triangle, that bottomless triangle. I have it on, when I do shift number 6 on my keyboard, I have that. And then we have the $sign. If you've watched any of my other videos, I talk about anchoring, which is extremely important whenever you're doing anything where you're dealing with an array of data. Let me show you what I mean. Let me say equals. And right now I'm just basically, just as simple, I'm just grabbing this array of A2 to A9. I'm not going to fill that. So as we can see, it's just straight A2 to A9. Now what I like to do is that I like to actually drag down stuff. So what it does is that it does fill up, and it makes it look like everything is okay here. So it's basically getting A2 to A9. This is the line here. So it's actually copying everything. But when you don't anchor something, the array shifts. For example, the original array is A2 to A9. What's happening now is that the array is now A3 to A10, and A10 is blank. If you anchor it, which means that you put the $signs in there by pressing F4. Hold on a second. Click on the actual array itself and press F4. You completely anchor that array. What you're saying is that this is the array, this is the range I'm going to deal with. It's not going to shift. Everything I do is going to be reflective of that range. So that if you actually go ahead and you do this, it's still A2 to A9. You can play around with the anchoring. It could be, you could anchor the rows, you can anchor the columns, or you can anchor nothing. So it depends on how many times you press F4. But just a little note on the whole $sign thing. Within regular expressions, the $sign is used to designate the end, what you want to check for at the end of a string or a sentence, whatever you put into the data, into your cell. All right, but let's go ahead and talk about the caret. How do we use the caret? And let me use this with regex match. Regex match. If you've checked out my intro to regex. I talk about the 3 regular expressions within Google Sheets that are more powerful than a lot of other functions and actually can be used to replace other functions. Regex match is one of those. So with regex match, we're going to go REG, regex match. It comes up. Fantastic. And now we click on the reference. This is the reference. And then we want to see, say we wanted to check if for whichever ones begin with the words this. So normally I'd actually put in this and then quotation marks, but because I'm designating, I'm trying to find if something is at the beginning, I'm going to put the caret before the word. So it's going to be caret before the word you're looking for, and then remember to close up the string, and then close everything, and of course this is false. Now, if we're going to sit there and drag everything, what we're going to see is that this one is true because this one begins with this, right? So if we were actually changing that and we want to see anything begins with A. And I did that on purpose, but I wanted to show something. It's false. Here we go, abridging. This works whether it's the entire word or a piece of the word. There could be a situation where you might be looking for a misspelling. maybe you've misspelled something, maybe you've misspelled the word question or whatever. Whenever you're trying to clean up data, it can be a huge hassle if you're doing something manually. This regex match, as well as regex extract and regex replace, can save a lot of time, but you need to know how to use it. So that's why I'm going through this step by step. So you can use a piece of the word, you can use a couple of lines. Let's see, PH for that one. Great, and that's actually another point that I want to make on this. TH. Now we can see that here we have this and we have these two right here. So this should be true. However, regular expressions are case sensitive. So if you're putting in something that is, you're thinking it's going to be TH, I can put in TH, you can't. It's got to be specifically how it's supposed to be, how you see it in there, how you want it to come out. In this case, we're looking at TH, both uppercase, and we're looking at it, we're saying, okay, that works. It doesn't. So what you're going to do, and if you put it in this way as well, it doesn't work either. Hold on a second, please. Let me put this down. Exactly. So you need to be careful about the cases that you use and make sure they match what you're trying to find if you want to, not waste time when you're trying to save time, when you're supposed to be saving time. So this is the caret anchor. Now, again, with the $sign anchor, I want to make sure that I am using this $sign or finding a word at the end of a sentence. If I'm looking for something, one of the best ways to do this is if you're looking for .com, .edu, .org. Perhaps you had a site in your data and you found out the site is actually .co and not .com. So you would actually go ahead, and if you have a bunch of data, you'd have to go ahead and just say, for every time you see .com, please change it to .co. And I'll go into that. That's a little bit more, that can get kind of sophisticated. But for the most part, if you're looking for something that is, in this case, let's try, okay, I got an idea. So equals regex match. Excuse me. All right, let's go to A2. And let's go to, I want to find out that ends at NE. So we're going to go this, and we're going to go NE $. All right. Okay, again, we have here borderline, and then we have lane. So those are the two that came up true in this exercise. Now I wanted to actually show you something else. There's a little trick, or there's a little hitch. It's not as straightforward when you're using the $sign or the caret. So it's especially when you're dealing with the end of a sentence, which is what I'm going to show you. Okay, say we wanted to look at, let's see, get rid of this for a minute. So we want to look for the word right. Okay. Now when we look at this, we can see that there is one that should be true. Let's go ahead and drag this down and see this one is false. How can it be false? Well, in regular expression, the question mark means something else. So if you're going to tell regular expressions or regex that you want to look for the question mark as a string, you need to include a backslash. This backslash lets regular expression or Google Sheets know that what precedes or what succeeds that backslash is a string. It's a special type of string. So when we do that and we go through, here we go. It's now true. So whenever you're dealing with question marks, whenever you're dealing with exclamation points, I believe, there are a few, we'll go over those special characters, but whenever you're doing certain kinds of special characters, you need to make sure that if you want to treat that character as a string that you are looking for, you need to include that backslash before the character. Especially if you're dealing with dot. Dot is a very powerful character within regular expressions. So if you're using that, trying to find that dot as a string, then you definitely need to include a special character to let the Google Sheets know that it is the string that you want to look for, and you're not really trying to execute another argument within the function. Okay, so let's recap. We have the caret, which is one of the anchors, and it helps you to find words at the beginning of a sentence. And it doesn't have to be the full word. It could be the first few letters of the word, or the first few strings of the word, I should say. And then you have the $sign that you put the word you're looking for or the string you're looking for, and then you put it at the end of the string before the quotations is closed out. That way you'll find all the sentences or all the lines that contain that word or that string at the end. And if you have a string that contains special characters like exclamation point, question mark, periods, or dot, all those, then you need to make sure to include this character, the backslash, in your regular expression to make sure that Google Sheets is looking for that character, not as a special character, but as a string. Okay, I hope that was clear. If anything, please go ahead and, if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and put them down below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. But otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for your time, and of course, like, subscribe to the channel. I have more videos coming about regular expressions, because believe me, it is a fascinating and complex topic. Thanks for your time, and have a great day.